It's popping on the book of faces.
Took about 4 months for my mustache to look like a mustache.
And it took him about 3 years to get off the watch list.
Nope, still on it.
No, you're still on the watch list then.
No.
So, yeah, the
Well,
NSA is still outside your house. Yeah. This is Peter Peters. Yeah, I know who you are. You're no Mormon. Get off my porch.
For the last 9 years, ever since we learned that the NSA was listening in on our devices.
And 20 years since we started joking about it.
About once or 2 years, you know, like I just be like, I'm gonna kill the president of the United States.
Well,
I just do that mid conversation with somebody.
You realize on Facebook where they can word track, you just said the phrase, and I quote, "I'm going to kill the president of the United States," and then I just repeated it twice. Yeah.
So what the fuck are they going to do about it? It's a win-win for me.
Listen, right now, if you see the videos, a set of stairs can kill the president of the United States. Yeah,
it's almost got 2 of them.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. First top 10 list, boys. Top 10 things you honestly believe that could kill the president of the United States. I'll start a Honey Nut Cheerio. A single Honey Nut Cheerio. Use your imagination on that. He doesn't just have to choke on it, but a single Honey Nut Cheerio could probably take out Joe Biden.
Choke cherries and too much milk. It has killed the president.
It has. It actually has.
Milk was a bad
like that
choice.
That's the quote of him.
Yeah, it's like, they're like, Donald Trump's the worst president ever. And I'm like, we once had a president die of pneumonia 30 days into office. As far as setting the bar low, I think William Henry Harrison set that. Like, you could literally murder people after that, and they're like, at least he served longer than 30 days, though. He did something.
I'm not a crook.
Okay, here's the deal. Nixon, besides being an actual crook, was actually not a bad president. Not a horrible president, just a piece of shit human being.
Oh, yeah, and he handled Vietnam horribly.
Oh, horribly. Well, I don't think anybody handled Vietnam well.
I don't think that was not a very good war to begin with.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Money grab.
Today on our sports show, we're going to have a bunch of people who weren't alive during Vietnam talking about Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Yeah, listen, I watched Tropic Thunder. I know what it's about, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Never go full retard.
Another dude.
Forrest Gump, retarded maybe, but he's a war hero. War heroes can't be retarded.
Second round, Zach Wilson under Siglin's name?
It does, actually. That's like weird. He's my third string quarterback now behind Matt Stafford and Derek Carr. Weird how trading works. I think I picked him up for a bag of Takis and a $5 footlong from Subway.
They don't even have those anymore. Quit capping.
Quick cap.
There's no such thing as a $5 footlong. I pay like $9.
It's 6 inch now.
It's $9 for my 9-inch sandwich.
Yeah, only if you go to Bangkok. All right.
Listen, I'm just saying, Subway was definitely founded by a man because it's lying about a foot long.
Can we please bring back Quiznos though? Like seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Schlotsky's was better.
Because the one out here was good.
Low key,
the bread
might not argue that one. That's a good one. I respect that.
Crumbled, man.
I respect that.
All right, so what is your sandwich rankings then? Because for me, honestly, Quiznos is the GOAT.
Yeah, for sure.
Quiznos is the GOAT.
I'll agree with him that Schlotsky's was.
Dude, Jersey Mike's is up there nowadays.
It's just not the same.
Jersey Mike's fucks around because it's newer, but honestly, we had Quiznos and Jersey Mike's in Vegas, and I still chose Quiznos all the time.
Dude, I fuck with that rosemary parm bread.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that is gas.
It's an excellent choice in carbs.
But if we really want to talk who's the top dog in sandwiches,
you're gonna go towards that, right?
One's probably going to open up here in about a year or two. It's Chiba Hut.
Chiba Hut.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Heard great things.
Never had it? Oh.
It's the greatest fucking sandwich you'll ever have in your life.
for the fact that I'm a stoner and the fact that everything on there is named after just weed terms, it's phenomenal.
And you can legit put it on garlic bread. Like not even just a regular bread, like garlic bread is like what your sub can come on, and it's phenomenal.
So while we're Rochambeauing around and just kind of being random fucks before we talk about sports here, I saw one thing the other day, and the glizzy trend is amazing. I would have to say, putting a hot dog inside of anything, but the breadstick glizzy from Olive Garden has me intrigued.
The fuck's a glizzy?
A glizzy is when you put a hot dog in anything. It's a new trend.
What do you mean new trend? I've been doing pigs in a blanket since I was a boy.
No, we're talking
Into random foods.
Tanner, anytime you
damn
wake
it.
up, it's a pig in a blanket. All right,
Hey,
motherfucker.
hot dogs in your mac and cheese. If you never done it, you never
Yeah,
lived.
seriously
Yes.
though. That is so Midwestern of us.
I prefer tuna.
Jesus.
That
what,
is-
what in the fuck?
No,
Where
Alyssa
are
does
we
too.
going?
Alyssa does too. She
Where are
puts
we
she
going
puts
with
wieners
this?
in it for me because I'm not too much into a fan.
Child,
Yeah, because I'm a child. Yeah.
Well,
It's kind of like it kind of turns them on. You know, it's like watching a mom cut up the hot dogs and put in the mac and cheese for you.
Yeah. See,
And
it's
he
the
knows he's gonna hit. So
it's the part of me that
one
lost
minute.
my childhood too early. I like having a girlfriend that treats me like I'm her kid. So, shout out to you, babe, who also just treats me like a man. But
You
thank
know,
you for making me food and treating me like a child.
Wasn't
and
it
folding my
Freud?
laundry. Love you.
wasn't it Freud that said you get stuck in the part of time where you experience your trauma?
So all of it.
Which part is
That's why I'm constantly
Started back
going.
in '95.
First trauma.
Really.
Yeah, first trauma we have 9/11. Then the Raiders started sucking. So
that's
I don't know.
vice
Pick a
versa.
fucking point
9.
after
No,
that.
it's the time that you lost your innocence.
Yo, I know. So.
I'd actually probably say that was the 2000 AFC Championship game when the Ravens
Jesus
absolutely
fucking
bent us over.
Christ.
Greatest defense of all time. Went and played the Raiders, and we got fucking mollywopped. And at the time, I was a young kid. My mom was a Vikings fan. My dad's a Raiders fan. So I'm liking both teams, and both the Vikings and the Raiders are in the championship
It's just
game.
tough for the whole family.
Vikings in the NFC, Raiders in the AFC, and the fucking Giants squashed the Vikings, and the Ravens bent over the Raiders, and 6-year-old me was just like, so this is what pain is. Okay.
And the 2000 Super Bowl was the most boring Super Bowl in NFL history.
You could have Vikings Raiders. You could have Randy Moss versus Charles Woodson, except you had a fucking murderer versus who was the Giants quarterback?
Technically,
man?
too, because Jamal was on the
Kerry
team.
Collins. Yeah, yeah. Kerry Collins versus Elvis Gerbach. Doesn't that just make the panties moist?
Somebody's.
Yeah, somebody's signaling over there. You know.
Ryan Leaf led the way.
Not my greatest moment.
You guys missed that one. This
What's
was
that?
fucking years ago. Talking about short quarterbacks, he's like, Ryan Leaf led the way.
Meant someone else, obviously.
Yeah, you know the great Chargers
Leaf was
quarterback
the
Ryan
goat.
Leaf.
Yeah, no, right.
Goat.
It was fucking comical. So yeah, every time you hear me go,
Speaking of short
if I ever hear a
quarterbacks,
Ryan
Kyler
Leaf
Murray's contract
reference,
is
just know it's towards Siglin.
so much money. He hasn't even won a playoff game.
Yeah, but that's quarterbacks though. I mean, everybody's gonna get paid.
You say
Justin
something about
Herbert's
Derek
not gonna win a playoff game before his contract. Would you like
Derek Carr didn't get $50 million either.
I took my jab. I said,
No, he did. He did. He got. Yeah. You know, let's take the honest to God look at this. 2016, Derek Carr. But when he was the highest paid, he didn't even start the season as the highest paid. He was by then 4 other fucking quarterbacks, including Andy Dalton, got more money than him. So not gonna say it's the worst, but yeah, he got too much money. It cost us Khalil Mack, and
Well, that didn't really hurt you much. He didn't do anything with the Bears. So
no, but I think you're gonna see that resurgence with the Chargers, though. I think
when
Mack
he
is still
first
that
went
dude.
there, he was going up, but that went
He got
downhill
injured
quick.
so much. But
Yeah.
the nice thing about going to the Chargers, he didn't have to be the number one guy anymore because Bosa's there.
I want to look. I don't know if anybody's done a survey on this, and I feel like I'm A, too ADHD, and B, just don't want to take this much time. But I would like someone else to take the obligation to go through and see how much more injuries northern-based teams have than southern-based teams. Because being a Raiders fan, I feel like we've always been Derek Carr leg break aside. Fuck you, Siglin. Yeah, but I feel like northern-based teams always have more injuries, especially the ones who play outdoors. Like the Bears, their fucking IR is filled, and the Chargers aside because their
The
training
Ravens
staff
last
is
year.
shit.
With the
But
Ravens
yeah,
last year.
No,
Yeah,
it goes
they
through
need
phases.
they need to switch up where they're practicing at as a whole. Holy shit,
They
dude.
just need to not have the
There was that one day where they had 2 ACLs go out. I remember they cut practice after that.
yeah, they were just like, we're done.
That was literally after, was it Edwards and maybe Alex Collins? I can't remember who the other running back would have been, but
Yeah,
there
they're
was
like,
2
today
running
just
backs. They're
ain't
like,
it.
yep, we're going to call it a day.
No, it goes through cycles because there was like a 3-year period where the Packers were nothing but fucking injuries.
Well, yeah, like Rodgers at one point
Not
like
enough cheese.
started getting so
It was
many.
like 2011 to 2013. It was nothing but fucking.
Well, who was that
injuries,
super
dude.
white receiver like Staplecamp or something from Wisconsin who he
my
threw
God.
that or Abernathy or something? I don't know. He was just a white dude who played at UW. Went and got
really doesn't narrow it
undrafted at the Packers. Well, no, it's a trope.
No, I feel like
It's a trope. White UW undrafted receivers
I
playing
love
for
it.
the Packers was a thing for like 5 years. But yeah, and I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, does Rodgers have nobody else to throw it to? That's why shit. Devontae Adams. I'm like, I don't know why he's bitching about who he has for weapons.
Hello,
like,
Whitey.
Oh, how far you've come.
Oh, Oss is in here.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Well, should we get on topic Uno?
We should, yeah. So we're going to be on the show today, besides just the random bullshit we always kind of come up
I
with.
guarantee we're off topic in 5 minutes. Like,
Oh,
I'll
hands
keep
down.
us on track.
Probably.
Well,
I'll crack
already
the
off
whip.
topic. I'm trying to talk down the show, and we're already off topic. I'm like at point one. And you're just like, but really?
All right.
Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
Remember, they're just preseason. These are preseason shows for a reason.
Yeah, we're
getting
just-
into full season.
We're trying to find out who we're going to cut. I'm just kidding. You made the roster last year. We sent you down to the minors for a little while, but you're back, buddy. You're
to the
back.
farm league.
You're back. You're back.
You're down in D
Definitely ran
League.
my own team for a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. To the
Played in
Jamar
the
Chase card
CFL,
team.
no big deal.
Black Hills Pack Addicts was an affiliate first.
We should.
We just lost the contract for the minors for a little bit,
God
right?
damn it.
Kyle Pitts should be coming in a couple days though.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be sexy.
that
When the
25?
fuck is our Luca card gonna come in? Jesus Christ!
I don't know. I've thought about that many times. We need to go back through our shit and find out where that redemption card's at. So
Yep.
You know, Lane, you were wrong. Didn't even take 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we're already off topic.
true.
But
Anyways.
when we try to stay on topic, we're going to be talking a little bit of draft, stash, or trash. We're going to be talking about dynasty-wise. Who are you going to draft? Who are you going to throw on that taxi squad? And who are you saying icks to? And then we're also going to be talking a little bit of troll hunting since we got the troll Tanner here. We're essentially going to be bringing up a couple of players who have been balling out so far in the preseason, training camp, yada, yada. And we're going to talk about, are they trolling us or is it the real fucking deal? Then I think at the end, I don't know, we'll just fuck around, find out, talk some preseason football, and we'll end it there. But first, gentlemen, let's talk some draft, stash, or trash. Siglin, I'm going to shoot this one to you first, and then we'll roll back to me in order. Ryan Tannehill, Kirk Cousins, and Derek Carr as your quarterbacks. Who are you drafting, who are you stashing, and who are you trashing?
Well, you're drafting Derek Carr. That's an obvious 1-1.
Thank you.
He just wanted to hear it.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna
that's the only reason I
stash.
set this whole thing up.
You're probably gonna stash Kirk Cousins just because he has a better receiving core, more opportunity. And Ryan Tannehill's, he's got an aging Robert Woods out there who's coming off an injury. We don't know what he's gonna do. Traylon Burks showed a little bit in preseason. He's been doing a little bit better in camp, but he's not gonna be your A.J. Brown fill-in this rookie year yet. So with that case, I'm probably gonna trash Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pretty much agree with that. I think Cousins and Carr are about a wash for me either, but I think they're both. And Carr obviously got an upgrade with Devontae, but Cousins still does have, like he said, he's got Jefferson and old white boy.
Thielen. I think Thielen's actually going to go off this year.
I think Thielen's gonna actually have a good year this year because Jefferson's gonna get so much double coverage. You know,
I think Thielen's going to pop off this
Well,
year.
Jefferson's just wanting all the smoke right now. He's talking shit.
Yeah, he's talking shit to Cooper Kupp for like literally no reason.
Who the fuck? Yeah, who talks shit to Cooper Kupp?
How is he talking shit to Cooper Kupp?
Well, he wasn't talking shit, but he's like,
He's
With
Sickle's
all-
about to die on this hill.
He's good, but he's not as good as me. Like, well, he just came off the.
Well, I mean, if you wanna go about it, I mean, Justin
Oh,
Jefferson
God.
is way more athletic than Cooper Kupp.
I want this energy for the fucking Colts.
I'm
not
just
players
saying-
that aren't
oh,
on
I've
fucking
been,
team.
like I've been
This is
saying,
Jamar, though.
I've been saying Alec Pierce is going to be Cup 2.0. He's more athletic. He played in a better division of college the entire time.
I
Like,
literally just said the Colts as a team. You brought up Alec Pierce already. What the fuck
But-
are we doing?
But did his wife support him through college? Does he have a ride or die bitch on your side? That's the real key here.
I don't
man.
know, but was he going up against Sauce Gardner for 3 years in and out every day?
No, and Cooper Kupp did just fine.
But I'm saying when you go from playing in that Division 1, I just think that
Who played across Darrell Revis at Pitt? Exactly.
Nobody.
Alex just commented, all the white boys getting so mad that Cup got called out.
Oh yeah.
but
Hey, Cooper Kupp is our champion,
But all
Alex
I'm
Connor.
saying
You
is, like,
fuck
Justin
off.
Jefferson is more athletic, and like he was saying, and he was talking about, he's like, Cooper Kupp gives me hope. Like, I'm gonna do what Cooper Kupp did,
Yeah.
but better,
No,
because
and-
they're running that offense.
And we've shared it. I mean, even before the draft, I liked Alec Pierce. I thought because he brings all the intangibles to the table. I think, honestly, he's just someone I think who got suppressed by the fact that he played at Cincinnati.
He was
played
a
at a less
lot
ta-
of his balls were underthrown.
Yeah, an over talented, under divisioned program
Didn't
who
you draft
featured.
Ritter?
I don't know if he was underthrown though. Like he put up good numbers and he had Desmond Ritter.
That's what I'm
there.
saying. You're,
No,
Yeah, Ritter,
but, like, if
Ritter
you-
I like.
I'm just saying, if you go back and watch some of like the highlights, there are definitely some plays where he could have been on the catch and run where he had to go aggressive because it didn't have enough distance. It was definitely something that they talked about on other pre-draft
like
shows as
Tua.
well.
Oh
Did you
boy,
see the one where- did you
he's
see the one
ready
where
for
he
that.
just-
Hold on, hey, we'll talk that because that's on my troll hunting.
Oh, that was so
That's on the
funny.
troll hunting one. So I'm gonna stop you right there.
Your turn for quarterback.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's talk to you.
Let's go see
Who are you
more.
drafting? Who you stashing? Who you passing? Because I don't think you have any of these quarterbacks in your dynasty.
And you guys can comment too.
I'm going to draft Kirk Cousins. I'm going to stash Ryan Tannehill
You're out of your fucking goddamn mind, Tanner.
because they're going to be trash. Nothing but throwing the ball.
Running, you
What are
mean?
you talking about? They have Derrick Henry.
You mean running the ball?
Titans?
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Was,
Henry's gonna
Dude,
get
they're
like
going to be
700
behind.
carries.
They're going to be behind their games, dude. They're going
I'm
to
gonna
be
be
behind
honest.
their
I
games.
was so proud of you over like this last month, ever since we had our draft. You've been doing really well, and now it's just. I don't
You know
what
what?
to
You know
think
what? No,
anymore.
he's allowed to be wrong.
Oh,
Beard
we all
one?
are. Sigling is every day.
I'm allowed to be wrong.
If they're not 500 by mid-season, Tannehill might not have a starting job.
Beard wants to know if we're going to cover the Rocket League Championship Series.
Wow, I'm actually impressed you hopped on stream. Thank you, dude.
Yeah. Appreciate the shout out. Austin is wondering what you're doing with your hand there, Siggy. So I don't know what you were doing. But...
Sig's been watching a video over there the whole time. Don't
Yeah.
know what kind of video.
And I'm gonna
but-
try-
No,
Derek
actually,
Carr
if we're
just
going to be
'cause it's
real
cold.
honest, I was commenting on your Grady post because
Yep.
that's my dude. I've known him since he was like 12.
that's-
I love that guy.
Yeah, dude, fucking legend. And I was so pumped the other day. I mean, off topic, obviously here. Sold a car to a guy who I made an honorary Olive Garden employee on his birthday years ago. Grady, he's just fucking great, dude. And so I ended up selling him to his parents. They were on the lot the other day, a car. So yeah, no, love Grady. He's fucking awesome. But all right, so we have Sircar draft Cuz, stash the car, and trash Tanny is what Sircar's jumping in on. So I can see that. Honestly, Kirk Cousins I think is notoriously disrespected. You're talking about a guy who's had multiple 4,000 yard and like 25 plus touchdown seasons. For me, that's
just comes over to
that's
the
good.
turnovers.
Like he's a good fucking quarterback.
Just comes over to the
6
turnovers.
interceptions last year.
Yeah.
6
Was it?
last year,
Yeah.
Usually he does throw 10, 15.
That's what I'm saying.
but
Typically, he's in a
last
double
year,
digit.
They're like, oh, it's all his fault. I'm like, no, I'd say it's
The Vikings'
defense.
defense was hot
Defense
garbage.
and Zimmer was
They're like, oh, he just can't come up in late games. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, he can't lead the comeback drive to win 40-38, and they lose fucking 33-38. Like,
But Zimmer was leading some sort of comebacks.
yeah,
with the 22-year-olds, yeah.
yeah.
I don't fucking blame him. All right.
Fuck no.
Props to her and props to him. It was a
Props
win-win.
to Zimmer pulling that tail at like 65 or whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly, definitely got distracted by some.
He's got a lot more
this
time to spend with
season.
her now, though. That's for damn sure.
I don't blame. I respect.
I
it.
like-
I get it.
I like the new
get
setup.
it.
I like the
get
new.
it.
I like the new setup in Minnesota, though. As far as bringing in O'Connell as head coach.
Oh, you can tell Jefferson's been giddy all off season.
Oh, yeah.
He just talked about the other day. He's like, I'm gonna have. I see why Cup was so open all the time. That's also what I was gonna bring up in my draft stash of trash here. I guess now that it is being said though, I probably I hate to say it, but I would probably draft Carr, stash Cousins, and definitely trash Tannehill. Tannehill is definitely on his way out the door.
Yeah.
In Tennessee, we all know it. He fucking knows it.
Well, especially with Malik putting up a
Ever
pretty
that-
solid
that-
foundational
Well,
performance.
I think the team though too, as is just like leaning towards Malik as is for the future.
Well, and just youth.
Well, exactly.
Just
Well, and he's got the more of the athletic. I guess Tannehill's pretty athletic, I guess. I mean, he played wide receiver in college, but
oh yeah, I mean yeah, he
sometimes
played.
They don't use him as in more of a RPO type of deal.
That's
4,000
Well,
yards.
he's just older now. That's why.
Quote me.
You got to read Alex. Alex is
All right, Alex on air draft card because he's winning MVP. Love you. Go to Pizza Ranch with Kurt. Get mentored by Tanny. Yes,
It makes sense.
I love it.
Go to Pizza Ranch with Kurt.
It makes sense.
That was a
That's
great
the best
one.
way of putting it, and that's what I love about you, Al. You're always
You
thinking.
talked about Cousins getting disrespected. Here's a stat for you: Cousins versus Aaron Rodgers stat. Okay, Kirk Cousins is 10-40 versus winning teams in his career. Kirk Cousins' defenses versus winning teams have allowed 30 points per game.
Holy shit.
For reference, Aaron Rodgers is 11-39 when the opposing teams score 30 or more.
I think I
it's
saw-
basically the same. I mean, when your defense sucks, it's
I need someone to stat find this for me because actually someone brought it up, and of course I am blanking on the exact numbers, so I'm not going to quote it. But it's actually like someone did Derek Carr against like, like when his defense actually does allow like less than 25 points, and he's like Tom Brady-esque with the record. because Brady in his entire fucking career is at defenses, and we never have. Like we never have. Like I mean, there's been games like last year we lost like fucking 13-16 against the Giants or something. It was absolute garbage. It was the week after we lost Ruggs, and everything was just fucking
no
in
comment.
disarray.
Defense wins
What
championships.
has Carr had as weapons in his career, though?
I'll give him this. 16 was good. We had Amari and Crab,
Right.
but the next year Amari suffered from drops. Crabtree was gone. Clive Walford took a step back at tight end. Like we just 2016 and 17, I know it went wrong. Like in Carr, the year before, it actually had that buffer for a little bit. Everything went right for us. We had players playing great. It worked. But this is by far the best offense he's ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Like even 2016 with Cooper and Crabtree on their best day do not compare to Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make that bold statement right now because Renfrow, sure, he kind of just popped off last year, but he's the perfect number 2 to Devontae
You
Adams.
also have the tight end too.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I love, especially for
Yeah, I don't
Renfrow.
even want to bring up the jersey I'm wearing
Yeah.
because I just want to focus on just those two because everybody's going to sleep on Waller this year because he was hurt a lot last year.
Adams, they're going to take the double coverage away from each other in the end zone, and even if somehow they double cover both of them, then Renfrow is going to.
That's the
eat.
thing. That's why Renfro's stock though this year, especially actually, I feel like he even goes up more.
PPR, my God, he's going to be.
He's gonna-
Or even
Stupid.
just a check down to one of the running backs.
Yeah.
He that's why Hunter's a big reason why I won the championship in our other league last year too.
Yeah.
He was clutch as fuck, dude.
Mhm.
Clutch.
Well, and so, and Alex, he prefaces this with, I hate Carr and Cole. But didn't Carr have the best season of the 3 last year and gain the most this offseason?
Statistically, I think Cousins probably had the best stats last year. I think.
I think Cousins maybe did.
They're
But
probably
not- but it's
similar.
close,
I'd say
but
they're
it's close.
similar, yeah. But I would say Derek
But
Carr
yeah,
is.
Derek Carr is the only one that went.
That's what I'm saying. He's
I
gotten
mean,
better,
He took a
better targets. Well, I mean, yeah, he does
trash
have better
roster to the
targets.
Playoffs last year was pretty impressive, and with a coach that had never coached a coach before.
Well, and I think a lot of the season was run on emotion.
Yeah.
And I think that does win us some games. So if you are just basing on that, and then you take Bisaccia and you try to run the same team back, we're a 7-10 team. I'll be honest about that.
Yeah.
Honestly, you take that same team from last year, we run it back this year going into this season. I'm especially with the way the AFC West went in this offseason, I'm not confident walking into this year. I think we scrape by, but the Chargers, Broncos, and Chiefs are all better than us easily. But that's not what happened. We gained the best receiver in football. We have one of the best pass rushers to go across from Max Crosby. I think we only upgraded in almost every single realm. So
You gave yourselves a true number 2 corner.
yeah, in Rock. Well, and Nate Hobbs is going to ball out this year. You're going to see Nate Hobbs go into that true number 1 corner for us, I think, honestly. And Rock's going to be a solid option across from him.
Every team in that division got better except for the Chiefs.
Defensively, they
disagree.
did, I think.
I love it. I love it.
I will say, though, for me, though,
love
obviously,
They're still gonna be
I
the
will
best in
I
the
will
line.
still live and die on the hill that their receiving core this year is
Steve.
better than the receiving core last year.
I'm not going to disagree with you because I think
Anymore?
there's possibility now.
Maybe if Juju
Any
stops
more?
dancing.
Sky Moore is the
People
Tyreek
don't
thing.
even realize that though too. Like Juju was hurt the last 2 years, even in his best year. He did that with Ben Roethlisberger, who was fucking irrelevant.
No, I'm just saying that Juju needs to quit doing his dancing bullshit. and
He's
just-
already said
already-
that
yeah,
he,
that
he
was one
already
of the
said
first
that he
things that came
retired
out after-
TikTok.
Oh, I hope so. But,
Oh, trust me, I do too.
And he's.
We got to at least get one Jackson Juju collab.
I
Just
mean-
one.
Oh God.
Just give us
I don't
one.
want to see it, but I kind of want to see it. You know.
It's like a
type
Drewski
of
video.
deal.
It'd just be comedy.
God, I love his last one when he was talking about when dudes have such
I
high
will agree with
standards.
you in the fact that I think Tyreek's gonna miss Patrick more than the other way around.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, that's the thing though, because everyone's talking about Patty. Oh, he's not gonna have Tyreek. This, and that. I'm like, yeah, feel his fire, please.
Well,
Give him
Zach-
reason to go out and
Still
ball
got
out.
Kelsey.
He lost 2
Yeah,
receivers.
Valdez, Scantling, and Sky Moore to replace that Hill role. So
I think in that offense, Tyreek is a big loss, and it's ignorant to not say
I'll
so.
agree, of course.
But
When you lose,
Sky Moore has potential. I think on paper, right now, they're lesser
Yeah,
on
going
paper,
into it,
but
yeah.
there is the potential there.
when you go from losing a top 5 wide receiver and a bottom 30 wide receiver, and you replace them with a guy who has a potential to be a top 15, top 10 receiver by the end of the next 3 years, You give him Juju, who I think this year is gonna bluster
Contract
to.
year, he's only getting $2 million.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
he's gonna bluster to at least top 10 wide receiver this year. He's gonna put up production. Like Juju is special. I was watching that man at USC for years.
Juju, he
20
just.
when he came in the
That's
league,
what I'm
too.
saying.
And then
He's still
also-
24.
Yeah, he's only 24.
And then they still have Travis Kelce. Like that's not a loss. Did you guys know he's the 4th highest active receiving yard in like all
Period.
of the NFL right now?
Period. Yeah.
It goes like Julio, D Hop,
Julio.
someone else, and then
It's gotta be Devontae Adams, right?
Do they
no,
know?
it's someone older. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, it's older receivers. I think it's
Antonio Gates came out of retirement, right?
Chill, Zach.
But so with that
He
being
can still
said,
ball.
you go and lose a top 5, and then you also get MVS, who's
I was gonna say that's
getting better. He's a fast receiver. Patty can probably throw the ball a little deeper than Aaron can to hit him more on those go
Fuck,
routes.
we got Josh Gordon at the 5. All right. It's
Like I'm
irrelevant,
just
but
saying,
he's
if you
there.
look at the receiving core from last year on paper, the receiving core from this year, it is grown its potential tremendously.
Sakara, Juju's been hurt the last 2 years, my guy.
yeah, I know. He
you're
says
a
Juju
kid.
is a bum, and here's the deal:
You're a Cowboys
Um,
fan.
a slot receiver
Hey,
is
let's have some respect. America's team.
Until he gets out of jail, Alex.
fuck you all.
I
hate
this
you.
running back one is super easy.
Patty's also 4-0 without Tyreek in his career. Anyways,
Yeah, that one's
But,
pretty easy. But I'm
I
gonna play
will.
with
I will do
Devils.
my quick quarterback if it's not already obvious. Draft Carr, stash Cousins.
Thank you, Alex.
And then fuck
We figured you'd be trashing Carr for sure. So.
yeah, right. No one would have guessed that.
Tannehill. He is special because I could watch him for years. at
Alex also
UFC.
made probably my favorite comment of the stream. Was like, you guys remember Week 18 when the Colts had to beat the
Yeah.
Jags to win and get in, and they lost.
Yeah, I,
I was
do.
on his ass all day at the house. I promise you, I was on his ass.
I called him too, and I'm like, "How's Siggy feeling right now?" He's like,
I
"Just
was
laugh."
ready to jump off of Lane's house
It was.
onto flat cement.
Damn.
It was.
There wasn't even a bush anywhere near
What's
him.
up, Birch?
Yeah, and hello, Birch.
All right, bitches, back on track here. Running back, draft, stash, or trash. Laney boy, let's start with you. Miles Sanders,
Oh, wow.
Josh Jacobs,
Another
and
Raiders player on the
Austin
list.
Eckler.
It's just the darndest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's actually
It's the last Raiders player you're gonna see, motherfucker.
it
all right?
is.
I only threw two, and they were in the first two.
Just a couple homer picks, all right. Anyways,
Sig knows
He
something or
wanted to
two
put an
about
obvious
bottom
trash
receivers.
pick in there.
God damn it. I'm gonna draft Eckler. I'm probably gonna stash Jacobs, and I'm gonna trash Sanders. Although Philly is run heavy, Sanders didn't get a single fucking touchdown this last year, and they added AJ Brown, and they're gonna release Hurts a little bit more, in my opinion. So I truly do feel as if Sanders is quite irrelevant. He does have a lot of potential, though. I think it could go one or two ways. Either he's gonna have high production, or he's gonna be a squash this year. Jacobs, I think with implementing McDaniels in the system, one thing I don't like is because they've always used a committee in New England, and I feel like he's going to bring that same sort of touch to, well, obviously to the longevity of it.
he
too, at
didn't
that
use the
position.
committee in Denver.
Well, he cheated in Denver too, but that's besides the point.
He also lost. in Denver.
He also blew up the.
Didn't they win the
franchise
playoff
for 3
game
years.
with Tebow?
They did, but they were like what 8-8 that year.
I think it was.
I think that was
9-7.
chess, not checkers by Belichick. Just send him up to Denver to kind of
Fuck
him
the whole
up.
squad up?
Yep, and then
Trade their
Well, for
entire
fuck's
team
sake, he
away.
was like 31 years old. Like, I don't know. Obviously, he's my head coach. I'm gonna become a Josh McDaniels apologist. Fuck all of you. I'm a fanboy.
What are you gonna do when he trades Devontae Adams to the Patriots and then goes back?
yeah, it was a good run, guys. Good luck out there.
Yeah. Have fun, bitches.
It was like Derek Jeter when he bought the Marlins, started trading
Trading
away all the
everybody.
fucking team. Like, what are you doing?
I know. Immediately
Who'd he
trades his top 3
He
players.
traded
to
Stanton to
fucking-
the Yankees. That's
Traded-
why everyone's like,
Traded Stanton, Realmuto, Yelich.
yeah.
They just
fucking-
lost their pitcher to
I
cocaine
thought Yelich
boating
was already in
accident.
Milwaukee at that point, but maybe he wasn't. That's like such a what if type of team though too. Yeah. Anyways,
Also,
Yeah.
the Tebow playoff win was John Fox.
Correct.
Yep. Alex Connery with the correction on that one.
That was the year after.
Thank you, Al.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yep. But he drafted Tebow, but he didn't draft Derek Carr. Derek Carr's already there.
yeah,
so
Sir
we're
Carr, you got it. I'm glad we can agree on something
good.
today.
Yeah.
What do you say there, Hugo? What do you got for us, Seymour?
Where you throwing your cocks at?
I'm throwing my cocks at Eckler.
Throwing it all in.
All in.
I like
all
him
or
short.
nothing. And I'm gonna stash Sanders and trash Jacobs.
That is.
Like just going after.
I think
over here.
I don't know. I don't want committee.
that's where it gets tough.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
try.
separates Eckler in this.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it would have been a little better if you switched Eckler for like another running back who would have been in a committee like Michael Carter or Rashad Penny
Cam
or someone
Akers.
else.
Those guys don't relate to Miles Sanders, though, because here's the deal with Eckler. I think that you guys are all sleeping on is Isaiah Spiller is going to become a very big part of that offense this year. And Austin Eckler has only ever played one season without missing more than 4 games, and that was last year. So what's his odds on repeating that another year older?
True.
You can't use the injury
So for me-
argument. You use
me-
that against Waller
Yeah.
to prove him. So you can't do it to trash Eckler.
No, yes, I can because yes, I can
the
because
hypocritical
no,
card
yes,
here.
yes, I did because here's my argumentative basis.
He's
is
not
on
a
that.
Raider.
No, because tight end. I was not arguing fantasy for Waller. I said they're going to sleep on him because of injuries. But last year, Eckler was one of the top fantasy producing running backs. He's high up on everybody's list for redraft leagues this year. He's got a great value going into this year, but they just drafted Isaiah Spiller in the 3rd round this year, who I think he's got a lot of potential in that offense. Like, I all picked guys who honestly could be out of the job in a year and a half because of who's behind them. You have Kenneth Gainwell behind Sanders. You have Zamir White behind Josh Jacobs. And you have Isaiah Spiller behind Eckler. They've all invested capital into young running backs.
Zamir White was LaDainian Tomlinson's favorite running back coming into this draft.
I love Zamir White
And I'm
already,
sure they'll find a way
especially.
to fuck it up.
And they still have Kenny and Drake there too.
And Amir Abdullah.
Correct.
And Brandon Bolden. So we are not keeping all the backs that I like on our roster right now, and it's kind of hard because I'm like wanting to go into the season like, yeah, it's not logical, but I want 6 running backs.
Well, financially, it would probably make sense to get rid of Kenny and Drake because you guys overpaid for him last year.
We did 100%. I think Zamir and Abdullah at a way cheaper dollar point take his role completely, and also honestly, he didn't look 100% healthy in the Jags game, coming back running.
Yeah, I'll definitely draft Eckler, stash Jacobs, bye-bye Sanders. I don't think like you said.
I think Sanders is irrelevant this year, honestly.
He already was last year.
Yeah, that's saying he didn't
was-
get a single touchdown.
Well, but the whole running back by committee thing, they do it just as bad as anybody. And then
Philly, especially, there hasn't been a reliable running back in Philly
What was
since.
it, 2
McCoy.
years ago? He had one good year, Sanders. But,
Yeah, his rookie year.
I think
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is going to get all the freaking
That's what I'm saying. He's
touchdowns,
gonna
so,
unleash this year.
Yeah, they're going to try to prove a point. When Matt, this is coming from a Cowboys fan. They're going to try to prove a point with Jalen Hurts this year. They're going to find out what he is. He's either going to take him to the playoffs and win the division, or they're drafting another. They have 2 first-rounders next year, so they're going to draft a quarterback next year if he's not what they want this year, I think.
I've been saying that it's the Eagles' division to lose. Nick Sirianni is only going to become a better coach. Last year was his first year. Now he's getting to know the team.
Now he's ready to fight Robert Saleh.
He was ready. They improved the team.
I'd be pissed
And
too, though.
in-
Franchise quarterback, you can't be pulling that shit
In one
for
of
week
my
one
opinions,
preseason.
their most sneaky pickup, and this could be a little bit of a homer bias, but it's just because of how much I
Shocker.
know on the history. They got Zach Pascal, and when Nick Sirianni was first on the Colts staff, he was the wide receiver coach, and the one that he spent his most time with and developing was Zach Pascal. And like, if it wasn't for Nick
him
Sirianni,
up in the
Zach
league, then.
Pascal wouldn't have been a
No,
starter
right.
Pick him up in
for
the
the
league then.
Colts. No, I'm just saying, like in general, like he'll have an impact that you guys won't see coming.
All right, you heard it here first. Zach Pascal, top 15 receiver from
The
Sigmund.
third receiver on that roster, or what is
Fourth.
He'll be the
Fourth.
2 on the outside because Devontae will be playing slot primarily.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with AJ Brown, Jalen Rager, who's already having a strong camp too. I'm sure he'll find his role.
Jalen Rager,
On the practice squad.
dumpster squad, dumpster.
Nelson Aguilar 2.0. All right, he'll blow up someday
Yeah, we was
for
catching
1
him.
year.
Unlike Philly.
Yeah, we was
Unlike
we were catching them
Aguilar.
babies, unlike Aguilar.
That shit hit me weak. Who do you got? Who you draft, stashing, and
Who has the
trashing?
Jamar Chase card? Sigmund does, of course, duh.
Both of them. Anyway,
Fucking jive.
I mean, I have the rest of the cards, but he has the Jamar cards,
Damn it.
so good job.
Hey, you never
we actually
react-
have quite a
To-
collective.
today,
But no, it's
Junior.
actually really easy. I'm just going to take it in the standard. We're going to go, obviously, draft Austin Eckler. He's top 10 fantasy RB for the last
Top
few
3.
years.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Anyways,
You
continue
want to say
on, sir.
3, go for it. The hardest part for me is I think Miles Sanders is actually going to play in a larger committee than Josh Jacobs will, so that's where I'm going to stash Jacobs and I'm going to trash Sanders.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Well, I guess it's up to me.
You guys gonna draft Jacobs?
No. No.
This just in.
This just in. Cole likes the Raiders. No. Nope. I'm going to go on your guys' train here. I think Eckler has 2 good years left in San Diego, but honestly, that's Spiller's backfield. Also want to bring up something our boy Tyler brought up in the comments here. He's like, Eckler's strength comes in numbers. He's a really good running back, but being in LA has allowed him to just feast.
Yeah.
And so he's like, and honestly, I don't know if I 100%, but I can definitely see it if Jacobs was in this system. He's like, either of those 2 running backs in Eckler's place in the post, Melvin Gordon, San Diego, LA era would have had just as much success. And I think Jacobs, for what I've seen from him, if not for the injuries, but also, dude, he's been running behind a trash line.
No, yeah.
Like when you're talking about like he's not one of the best, like he's not a top 20 running back the last couple of years, but he's a top 20 yards after contact running back. So this year, if we can actually give him some holes, I like him, but also he's going to be our red zone back. I don't think Zamir's going to take a lot of pass catching opportunities away from him, and you're also going to see a lot of other committee backs go in there. But last year, Jacobs, he feasted in the red zone, and I think you'll still see the same. So I'll probably draft Eckler, stash Jacobs, and then trash Sanders because honestly, Kenneth Gainwell has a lot of potential.
Well, so does
just be effective.
So does Scott.
Well, because wasn't Gainwell a receiver at Memphis for a little bit too? Because he was back there with who the fuck did he run with?
He's a
Henderson.
slot running back.
Yeah,
Henderson.
yeah, he ran with Henderson back there. So it's like
He's a slot running back.
Exactly, like he's perfect for your third down back role.
He's like a Naheem Hines.
Change of pace. But
Really, it's a great comparison, honestly. Great comparison.
It's probably the best comment you've ever fucking made on this stream.
We do
take
have a
it.
prize for the Dynasty this year. We actually ordered a championship belt for the Fishing Elephant League, so there will be a title belt that can go around your waist or shoulder if Beard happens to win.
Yeah, Tyler just said.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The 4X edition.
No,
was just
they're
too
in a
much money.
committee, you dickhead.
Oh my god, that's phenomenal. Tyler's just like, would Siglin say that Boston Scott takes Sanders' job by week 4? The bullshit that's coming out of his mouth the last couple weeks in our group chat, yes.
They're called hot fucking takes for a reason.
Yeah, well, no comment there, Skip. What's Zach Wilson? In
They're
the
called
second
hot
round,
takes
then?
because they're supposed to generate honest conversation
Look, he's
and
got
a lot
the
of
smirk.
attention.
He's got the fucking
Not
smirk.
hot because
I
they
don't
come
have
out
them
of
anymore.
the steaming orifice that is your asshole.
I went and saved myself with Mac Jones instead.
Your quarterback room is fucking tragic right now.
I disagree.
You have Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson. Okay, that's a solid pickup.
Yeah, for 3 years.
Mac
Yeah.
Jones, Desmond Ritter, and
Ritter's a gamble.
Marcus Mariota.
Who's
Watch
gonna,
Mac
who's
Jones
gonna be
just
out of a job
step
within a year.
back this year.
I think Marcus Mariota is going to have a season.
Yes, of course you do.
He has the most.
You drafted him.
He has the most
He has Drake
weapons he's
London.
ever had in his career.
And he's going to run in more touchdowns than he throws.
He was on the Raiders last year. What do you
Works
mean?
great for me.
I don't think.
Yeah, I love me some Marcus Mariota, but he's
No, I'm talking. I'm just giving.
I
No, but
also
Lane-
think for the fact of
Siggy's
that he's
a Oregon
going,
fanboy.
he's also going into the. I really am, but also the
Step
fact that
Har's
he's
comment just summed it
going
up.
into the Falcons and he's going back to his coach that
Yes.
drafted him and brought him in the league. Still has some trust in him. I think that there's going to be a little bit of maturing. You're going to see a big step up.
I think the Falcons have the #1 overall pick in the next year's draft.
no. See, that's called a hot take,
Seahawks.
Siglin. It's called a hot take
Seahawks. I
because
think.
there's some credence to it, but it's a
Seahawks.
bold take.
Well, the Falcons. I think they're gonna. I don't think
They went back
Mariota,
defensively.
unless they are 100% even somewhere near 500 by midseason. They have to give Ritter a chance because if they're gonna have the #1 overall pick next year, or top 5 pick for sure, they're gonna have to.
I like me some Desmond Ritter. I think he'll make mistakes, but if he's given a fair chance to start down there, you actually give him a year or two to really develop, he could be something.
I think extremely hot take, but I think the Lions compete for second in that division this year if they take third at worst.
After watching Hard Knocks, which we will talk about in a bit, so save the Lions on this one. Let's get
Yes,
through the draft
sorry.
stash or trash.
Sorry.
But yeah, we're going to talk some Hard Knocks because Dan Campbell has me ready to run through a fucking wall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
He had me ready to
Just
run
gotta
through
do
a
it,
wall
man.
last year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, that's a really cool take, man.
Shut the fuck up.
We just got to get out there and do it, man.
You just gotta do it, man.
Yeah, Tanner, go sit on the chair with all the sharp shit on it. 5 minutes. Catch a spare microphone
grounded.
stand in your ass or something.
You're grounded.
You're grounded.
Whatever, man.
Oh, man,
To the
this
room
wide
with you.
receiver one's gonna be interesting.
Also, Alex, yes, one of the best things of all time is watching Sigland come here, say absolute bullshit for an hour and a half on Sunday mornings, and somehow rocking like a 200-point week in fantasy. The man is savantian in his everyday life approach.
Yeah, they call me Rain Man.
You are the closest thing to Rayman
Probably.
that I know, and that is both a compliment and a diss at the same time.
Yes, Tyler, the Bears are taking fourth in that scenario.
Dude, the Bears suck.
So what do the Packers finish in that scenario? 9-8.
I think Packers still win the division.
I think
Oh, so the Vikings.
I think it comes down to the Vikings. Obviously, they have a new system.
It comes down to the
implemented, so they
Vikings
should do better,
defense.
but I like
It
that
comes
there's
down to
actually
their defense.
I like the fact that actually it's competitive this year. I feel like a little bit more competitive in that division in a sense.
I also have a hot
the
take.
door's a little bit more
Hold
open
on.
with Adams being gone.
Hold on, no more hot takes.
Oh, this is a really good one though.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I promise
You don't know, Sagan, we're stopping the trope of you getting to talk every time you hold your hand up just because you have discipline to
love
not
it.
interrupt. Shut up, we're moving on to draft stash or
Just
trash.
real
I'm
quick.
like, no, I said no. No, you're like God, Soph listens better than you. Jesus, I tell her no 7 times. For you, it's 18.
Literally, but it's so good. Cole,
But it's so good,
I swear.
Cole. You know what, Siglin? Why don't we go right back to you then? Alan Lazard, Devontae Parker, Juju Smith-Schuster,
I mean,
draft
you know
stash
who
or
I'm,
trash?
You know who I'm drafting?
Devontae.
Juju.
Yeah, he's been watching him ever since his days at fucking Poly Prep down in San Diego.
I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure I actually did draft him.
I know Humps has him in our other dynasty. I don't know who has him in
Where was
ours.
Siglin at in our league?
He's the third one.
In that one,
Yeah, he's
probably
got him.
Devontae Parker, just because you don't know if he's gonna have the starting job or the 1, 2, or 3 coming in. I think Alan Lazard, just because he's gonna be your number 1 guy, and yeah, I do have Juju.
Why
I
the
actually
fuck
have
did you
Juju
draft
and
Marlon
Devontae.
Mack?
Ah,
I feel like if I had to pick one to draft, because I have to pick one, so I would say none of them I would draft, just because they're all, who really knows with any one of them, honestly. Because
that's why you put it up.
Yeah, I know. This is a good question. I would say I would drop trash Parker, because I don't trust the Patriots offense at all, because their offense just went to the Raiders. But
Thank you.
I would say if I had to choose one to draft, I would say Juju.
Still relevant
And
in
then
some way.
Lazard I'd stash, because the Packers, I think those young guys are might take over that passing offense. I like Watson. I think Watson's gonna have I know it's a little early, but
Watson, we got Watson over here.
yeah, I feel like Watson.
You got to clarify that. You like Christian Watson.
Christian, not Deshaun. Yeah, Christian Watson as the wide
Yeah,
receiver
Siglin.
for. He's gonna be the new big target, red zone at least. I think.
Early, we're gonna talk this in the troll hunt too, but Romeo Dobbs is getting a lot of hype there. Tanner, what are you thinking as an actual Packers fan here?
I'm gonna draft Lazard.
No shit.
Rodgers is all about trust. He can trust Lazard.
You said it.
Yeah, so Rogers actually said during an ayahuasca trip that Alan Lazard came to him in a vision and turned into an actual lizard and then became a king. So Alan Lazard is now officially the Lizard King.
Lazard King. And then I'll stash Juju and trash Devontae.
Looks like everybody's kind of on the same page here. They're close.
Yeah, I say I'm drafting Juju, not even just for the sole fact he's on the Chiefs, but he is on a contract year. He's only getting $2 million guaranteed. The rest is $7 million incentives. He's had a rocky career over the last 2 years.
I told Siglin to shut up, and now he's just going in the comments
I know,
section. I love it.
Though, I love it.
All right, continue. Sorry.
Drafting Juju, stashing Lazard. I really like Lazard this year. I think this is his year to prove himself. And like you just talked about, Rodgers has made his comments about him. He said, he's someone I can trust. He's been working his ass off, obviously. He's a good number 1. And then, trashing Devontae.
Well, my hot take here is,
What do you do?
yeah, I know. I'm gonna actually draft Juju, stash Devontae, and cut Lazard. Honestly, I don't think Lazard has not popped out as the true 2 in Green Bay. I think it was MBS or Randall Cobb had his role to play there and is still there. But Devontae was the number 1 option. Even Robert Tonyan kind of circled that wagon as Rodgers' number 2. So I just.
Machine 2 years ago.
I know he was, but that's Rodgers can turn a fucking whacking, waving, inflatable, flailing arm 2 man that's in the end zone into a touchdown machine, for fuck's sake. Like, just the fact that he's a warm body on the field, I don't trust. And if I'm going we're looking at this from a dynasty perspective, and if Lazard is on another team, what is his value? But if I'm drafting Devontae Parker or Juju, I like Devontae. I purely think he just got pushed out talent-wise in Miami. There's too much there, and I think he probably behind the scenes also requested a trade too.
He was there literally the worst fucking time.
Yeah. He's not a bad receiver, and I think
They had no
now
sort
he
of-
literally is even being a medium fish in a small pond. I think he's a better fantasy option than Allen Lazard is, and honestly, Juju, you are now taking the talent that I just talked about with Parker, and you're putting him in the situation Lazard has.
It
putting
hasn't
him
been
with a-
Sammy's year since he was on the Bills.
Chiefs. He's a big part of when we won the Super Bowl. Fuck out of here.
It didn't put up the numbers like he did when he was on the Bills.
Ask Tyler about him.
About Sammy Watkins, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Sammy Watkins.
When was the
We're
last
not
time
talking
he
about
played more than,
Watkins.
5 games.
When he was on
As
the
I like
Bills.
to call
That's
him,
what I'm saying.
Twatkins.
Thank
I
you.
promise you, when he was in KC, he produced. Trust me.
Yeah, but again, how many games did he play? That's the only thing. Sammy Watkins has always had a ton of talent. That's never been the problem.
Yeah, he's
just always
injured. Yeah.
We're not debating Sammy Watkins.
I know, it's
But
something-
that honestly, low key was a huge pickup for
Tyler,
Green
just
Bay.
come on the fucking show
That's
next
a good
time.
vet to have. That's a great vet to have
Miss
in
you.
the locker room.
Good presence.
But yeah, no, that's it
really
for
is.
me. I think Juju has the chance not only to produce this year, but if Sky Moore doesn't develop, he as the number one in that offense, I think he's got the second highest ceiling for my personal belief in any receiver that's just there. MVS, good gadget option. Josh Gordon, unfortunately, I think got his career wasted by Roger Goodell.
Oh, yeah.
I think he can probably
No,
come in
I
a couple
don't-
of games and give you a flash,
Yeah,
but
I bring up Gordon for shits and gigs, but that's well past.
that was a
those
nice
days.
pun, by the way, for no one who caught that. Because his nickname was Flash.
we don't acknowledge you.
Got
All right,
him.
boys. I'm going to kick around and start this one off. We got Zach, It Hurts So Much, Cole Kmet, and David Njoku. So I think in this one here, I might draft the guy who shares my same first name.
Bias one way or another. Over.
Yeah, I'm going to stash Njoku, Cutter. It's just because they got McBride. But Ertz, I think, is also still a solid fantasy option. And the extension there, he could still be a good fantasy option where the other guys haven't really proven themselves yet. So
Yeah, sorry. You can keep
No. I was actually
Okay.
looking for you to. Yeah,
Okay,
go. My
perfect.
bad.
Continue on. No, you're good. I'm actually, since it is Dynasty, if it was just a redraft, I'd probably draft Ertz first. But yeah, I'm gonna draft Cole, stash Ertz, and I'm actually gonna trash Njoku. He just hasn't been able to prove anything for me for the last 5 years. So he's had a couple good games here or there, but he's never been consistent.
No.
And look at the QB situation.
Yeah, and it's tough. I feel like he hasn't been the safety pocket they've wanted him to be necessarily, but they still leave him around.
I mean, also getting rid of Austin Hooper, though, is going to make him more of the
Even before
guy
Austin
there.
Hooper was there.
Yeah, they
They
had Njoku coming off what, like a decent rookie year and then or second year, and then they signed Hooper.
That's what I'm saying.
Is what is like you can
You
can
can
tell
tell, I feel
how a
like-
team really feels about a player by the actions surrounding that player.
I feel
not
like
not
they
the
were
direct
trying
ones
to-
on there, but what they do in the
to build
passive
around, yeah.
actions around them.
I felt like they were trying to replicate like a Hernandez Gronk situation there.
Well, I hope no one replicates that.
Fuck.
Why are you just staring at Cole?
Do you think that's actually like talked about that much in the NFL though? I feel like it's brought up a lot on the fan basis, but
That was literally a decade ago.
Well, I'm not
And it
talking.
was,
I'm
like a
not
1 or 2
bringing.
year
I'm talking
phenomenon.
about.
That's like trying to bring
how
back the
it worked.
Wildcat.
I'm just saying how well it worked.
That was the last productive.
two tight ends have worked for a long time
But
before.
how well that 2 tight end set worked.
Also,
1
though,
year.
who's going to come across two practically walking Hall of Fame tight ends like that at that age when they were both young, came into the league together, basically.
Well, look, Hernandez ended
groomed.
up in a hall, but I don't
They
think it
didn't
was
come out
the
that
of
draft
fame. I think
number
it
one
was more of a
superstars.
row, if you
No,
will.
exactly though.
Belichick
they
groomed him. Or who drafted Hernandez?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was it the Patriots?
I believe they named a
Okay.
record label after it
That's
one
something
time. I
cool.
can't remember what you call it.
What do you
It's
think, Mr.
deathly
Birdman?
combination.
You know, they really left him hanging.
Yep.
Shut the fuck
Oh.
up.
Can't think about it. Might as well kill myself. All right.
I go home and watch the documentary now.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Go watch the Aaron Hernandez doc. That's fucking nuts how this man just existed. All right, let's get to some rookie draft stash or trash. Because we're not done yet, bitches.
I love how you just skipped 3 people.
Skipped literally 3 people.
I'm just seeing you boys are on your toes. Hurry up.
I love it.
Go quick.
Quick,
I mean, I know
quick,
exactly.
draft Cole, stash Ertz. He's good trade bait. Honestly, he's an
He's
older.
playing with Kyler. They don't have D-Hop for the first 6-8 weeks.
Exactly.
He could, and he blew up when he signed with Arizona. He had 46 receptions for 600 yards and 5 tutties after he signed with them last year.
Season, it was huge last
And
year.
even though I drafted him, I'll trash Njoku.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because we're talking about dynasty, you gotta go with the younger guys for drafting.
Well, Chicago isn't deep at wideout.
No, they're trash at wideout. And Ertz, obviously, if it was just a single year, 1 year deal,
If it was
I would be at Ertz because he proved second half of last season he still got it.
I think
And
this is his last relevant year in
I
fantasy,
agree.
but
But yeah, because it's a dynasty league, I'd still stash him.
Just to
and
have.
then I'm not a believer in Njoku either, especially with who the hell knows what the quarterback situation is going to be. So
You better go take a poop or something? Keep leaning forward.
I know. I might.
All right, do it. We'll hold the show down.
Bubble
Bubbles are
guts.
hitting.
Go sport.
what do you think, Colts fan?
You gonna
Should we
hold it
just
for
call
him?
you-
We were definitely
LBG.
taking Cole Kmet just because he's younger. I honestly think that he still has some potential. I would be stashing David Njoku just because he's younger. We're also going off the dynasty factor. Zach Ertz is probably going to retire in a few years. And you got to remember, they took what was considered the number 1 tight end in the draft up there in Arizona, and McBride. So we don't know how much time he really does have.
Yeah.
That's also just, they're going to utilize the fuck out of Ertz while they still can.
that's the nice thing with McBride, though. He gets to learn from Ertz, just from a personal and professional aspect.
And Max.
Yeah, you need to go take a shit. I just smelled that.
He said, "Yeah, you need to go take."
Yeah,
a
you
shit.
either that or what you've
Oh.
been trapping right there just escaped. And it's like in Power Rangers when they finally they escape after 10,000
You
years.
got
I
some more
bet you
time. I didn't hear no bell yet.
Yeah. RF, I didn't hear no bell.
What are we thinking about rookie wide receiver, boys?
Yeah, rookie wide receivers Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, and Garrett Willis. I'm gonna go with more of a kind of because in a lot of the dynasty rookie drafts, these three all kind of went together. They were all kind of valued together, from what I was grabbing.
Should we just start with Siggy?
Yeah, we'll start with Siggy.
I'm going to keep Chris Olave. He's just seeing a really heavy target share in practice. Plus, they honestly don't have that many true wide receivers after Mike Thomas. They have Callaway, Traquan, just a few people that are there.
Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry.
Don't sleep on
Slot.
I'm saying Jarvis is gonna fucking eat this year.
Slot.
Anyways, continue on.
And then I would be taking Garrett Wilson instead of Burks, just based on the fact that he's going to have a younger quarterback, and I think everything's going to work out better there for him in the end.
I forgot you drafted Zach Wilson in the second.
I don't have him anymore, so we can keep talking
him.
about
Gotta keep
it.
the Wilsons.
Guys, when Marcus drafted Kyler, it just fucked up my whole brain, and I just panicked.
Fair.
I'm going to agree on the wide receiver line there. Olave for sure. I think he's gonna long term is good. Michael Thomas. I don't think is gonna be much anymore. Maybe this year, but
Slot machine or
slant
machine.
right.
That's the issue is they just have a
I
bunch of
agree that
slot wideouts.
Garrett Wilson's gonna be the passing offense in New York, and Treylon Burks. Who knows what Tennessee is gonna be in the long term? I mean, he's got some potential, but I think the Titans are so all in on Derrick Henry right now. It's just that's why I think they traded AJ Brown.
Well, I think that goes hand in hand though with why they traded AJ Brown is because they drafted. Well, and they got Burks though, who I think he's extremely slept on. I've thought about it over time, but anyways, I'll wait till my turn to talk about that. But that offense will be interesting this next year. Seymour.
Give us the Gox.
Jace, let's talk about Olave.
Let's talk about it. Talk about it.
I'm keeping Olave. You guys already said it. He's gonna fucking eat.
Yeah. He's just the future of that.
And I'm gonna stash Burks. Shit ton of potential. How many great great wide receivers had fucking trash quarterbacks? Plenty of them. And yeah, just trash Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the same. The reason why I'm trashing Garrett Wilson is due to the sole fact, obviously Zach Wilson has a ton of fucking potential, but to me it's just kind of it's a walk in a fine line. They're deep at wideout. Elijah Moore is the clear number one there, and they still have Corey Davis. His future, he's an extremely talented wideout, but I just don't trust their QB situation the most out of those other two teams. I like at least Tannehill, and then you have Malik Willis, which I actually like more than Wilson. Zach Wilson, it's always just tough going to New York as a young quarterback, and the high expectations that just naturally come with it. And he's out of BYU, just kind of leaves me a sour taste in my mouth.
Fucking Mormons.
Yeah, fucking Mormons.
At least
dude.
it was that, leaving a sour
Yeah,
taste.
exactly. Yeah.
Zach
Sour,
Wilson
extremely
is
sour.
a quarterback. Dum, dum,
Yeah,
dum,
cool. He
dum,
fucked a
dum.
mom. I respect it. I've been there. I love it. But, anyways, enough about me. Yeah, no, I think Zach Wilson's overrated, and I don't know what they're going to be at QB within a matter of the next 2 years. So yeah, I'm gonna rip that bull now.
All right,
Do it.
Siggy.
No, it's not Siggy.
I started it.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, how quickly you forget where you have come from.
yeah.
You'll see here the problem with the rookie receivers is they're all rookies, and you just don't know what you're going to get from them. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great time regardless. So, no, honestly, and yes, I'm going to state 100%. This is because I have him in fucking Dynasty. I'm drafting Garrett Wilson. Why? Because Chris Olave was 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times a second receiver at Ohio State. He was never the dude. He's never the dude. It didn't matter who was there. He was not the dude. And I love where he goes, but all I see him being is just a high 2. Olave. Everybody's really high on him. I get it. And I like Chris Olave. When the Raiders didn't have Devontae and we were picking at 22, I was like, Olave would be a great option for us. Obviously, didn't last that long, but still. But dude,
11?
Garrett Wilson has bunnies on him. He's phenomenal running routes, and he's the fastest out of all 3 of those guys. So I think as far as it doesn't even matter who he is, but just for the future progress. Like, once again, Dynasty, I got to take in who they have at quarterback, but also I want to take some stock into who they are as players too. And Garrett Wilson is my number 1 out of all 3. But after trashing Olave, I'm going to keep him.
But
Because while I believe in Garrett
Twist it
Wilson
up.
as a number 1 receiver, Chris Olave, as I said, is a great number 2. And Treylon Burks, I'm gonna drive on the Treylon Burks shit train here, and I hope I'm wrong, because I liked him in the draft process, but kind of showing up to camp overweight, it doesn't even, and like severely out of shape to the point you can't complete conditioning tests. To me, that doesn't signal anything about who you are as a player. It signals to me more about work ethic. And so I hope I'm wrong, because I like Treylon Burks and I want to be proven wrong here. But in the hopes of being flexible enough to put my own foot in my mouth, I'm going to trash Treylon. So that's my process.
Hot take.
tier 2.
Yep.
Tier 2.
But tier 2 here, as far as guys who actually I think have fucking upside, but they were all drafted later. George Pickens, Sky Moore, and Christian Watson. As I think this is an interesting one. And I'm going to start this one off by keeping Pickens, drafting Sky Moore, and trashing Christian Watson.
You said it literally right in order.
No, I said I'm keeping Pickens,
Keeping Pickens.
stashing him.
Drafting.
I'm
Sky
drafting Sky Moore. So I said it in the order, but I switched my options.
Well, for me, you said
Oh
it
yeah,
right
I
in that
forgot
order.
you're
Yeah.
all the way in the end there. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm just
I forgot that you were upright. Oh, wait.
no, I feel you though.
Yeah.
The way
And no, strictly because
you did say the names in order. Yeah.
once again, you got to take the balance here. You know, I'm trying to take who they are as players. Sky Moore was my sleeper of the draft. I love George Pickens, but Sky Moore was my sleeper of the draft. Like, we can go back to the fucking episodes. Like, I was on Sky Moore hard.
Right there with you.
And now the fact that he goes to KC. By the way, that toe drag yesterday looked damn.
Oh,
Damn
I was watching
good.
that in my office actually. And I
Damn
was
good.
eating it up. Chris
But-
was watching it with me.
Yeah, Pickens still is a fucking freak. You saw him do this stuff at Georgia. If you actually took a look at Pickens, I don't think anything that's happening in Steelers camp right now is
new.
surprising you. The thing that you're going to need to see is consistency and the mental acuity to play wide receiver in the NFL, to not get pissed off when he can't just manhandle another dude. Yeah, he's a fucking beast, dude. He's a beast, but you got to be smart too. And I think
Video of
Sky
him
Moore
beating
is.
the shit out of that Pitt player.
Yep. Like, I love George Pickens. He's a fucking monster. But if
energy
we're
is-
talking like who's also like physically a monster and is cerebral too, is Sky Moore. I think Sky Moore is one of the smartest route runners in the draft. You saw him time and time again
Biggest hands.
get to just run his own route at Western
No,
Michigan.
It's-
Oh no, hand size matters. All right, 3X's.
all
here.
sizes.
Yeah. But no, and that's why I break it down. Nothing against Christian
All
Watson.
sizes matter.
Nothing against Watson, but like right now,
Hanging
once
up
again,
now.
we're talking August 13th. I mean, Romeo Doubs is kind of like
From a
leading
compact
him
SUV
right now.
to
God, go take a shit.
18-wheeler. Sorry, I'm just.
I know he's just going
I'm
off
just
over here.
talking.
He's just
Yeah,
talking
I
to talk.
apologize.
Saying,
Yeah. Next week it's going to be no interrupting lane.
I know, right? Sorry.
You don't hear enough about Christian Watson coming out of camp. You're hearing more about.
You hear more about Romeo, yep.
Actually,
Dobbs.
we're going to Sigmund next. Sigmund, who's your draft stash?
I know.
But you
'cause
said it right in order. It's you're drafting Pickens. He's just got. He's in a less crowded receiving core. In my
with a way
opinion.
worse quarterback, anyways.
He's gonna have a worse quarterback,
Yeah.
but
Which
worst
one?
quarterback ends up usually
Both.
finding one.
You
You got Sky Moore. Sky Moore is going to be competing for reps. He's also sounds
For
like
1
he's-
year.
Also sounds like he's going to be coming out of the backfield though too. Like let me.
It's going to
let
be
me
a
fucking
deep
talk.
one. You know, pulling a U on you, bitch.
That's fine. I'm saying I'm stashing him for now. Like you said, stashing him for the year. I'm drafting Pickens off of this year. I
Alright.
think Pickens is probably going to have be one of the top 3 rookie receivers when all said and done by the end of the season. With Watson, you don't know what's happening. You're not hearing anything coming out of camp. They're talking more about Dobbs and they're talking about Watson. But I do know that Rodgers wanted Watson. Like, he was really happy when they traded back in and grabbed him in the second. So, I mean, you just got to trash him because you just haven't heard enough about him, and you're hearing tons of stuff about those other two. And that catch that Pickens made yesterday, over the shoulder, corner of the end zone, absolutely gross. And then you also had him just straight throwing Kobe Bryant to the ground.
Oh,
Just
you should call him a helicopter the way he took down Kobe Bryant.
Jesus.
too soon.
It's been like
I'm
4
gonna
years.
go against the grain on this one
Still
here.
too soon.
Please do. I love contradicting opinions.
Not based off of talent. I'm basing it off of quarterback play. I'm going to trash Pickens because there's just of these 3, you have 2 stud quarterbacks and the other 2. And you said that wide receiver core is weak. Deontay Johnson and Claypool are still ahead of him on the.
I think
That's
Claypool's actually going to ball.
I-
Me? I did?
No.
No.
Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, no, oh yeah. I was. You were looking at me. I was like, no, I
Said a
didn't.
Weaker receiving core.
The Packers have the weakest receiving core.
Yeah. Claypool is still. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
top 50
Yeah.
fantasy wide receiver last year. But
That
bro,
was
let's
already
not sleep on
comparing
Deontay
against the
Johnson.
Yeah,
Chiefs at that point.
Deontay's
Oh, okay. Fair.
consistent.
And he just got his contract extension. Is what everybody was like. Oh
was
god,
the
I don't know
worry
if he's
about
going to
it.
stay there.
I think, I mean, again, Pickens is a beast, but he's going to a team that we have no idea what the quarterback's play is going to be.
And they have
And-
Najee Harris, who's going to be their
And
cowboy.
they're going to just. Najee Harris is going to eat for like 2 or 3 years, I feel like.
I will say Trubisky looked good yesterday.
I think if they're not.
He did. I'll give him
I
that.
think Trubisky probably starts the year as a starter.
And then they throw in Pickett.
And then they throw Pickett by like week 8. But I guess if I had to choose one to draft, I would draft Sky Moore because I think he's going to have the most immediate deal. But I would probably stash Watson because I think, like you said, Rodgers was excited about him, but I think he's going to be the end zone. He's going to give touchdowns. He's not probably going to get a lot of receptions for rookie year, but I think long term he's going to be the touchdown guy. And Pickens, we'll see what happens with the Steelers' quarterback room. I think Najee Harris is going to be the one player on that roster that.
Consistently, fantasy-wise.
Oh yeah.
Deontay Johnson's a PPR guy, and then Claypool's the deep route guy, but Pickens is going to just. I think he'll be fine. I just think it's going to take a little bit longer for him to be more relevant than other 2.
I mean, yeah, God, if you were like throwing him in, New England, Tom Brady, to where he had like no other options around him, he can walk in day 1 and be like the number 1 weapon. Yeah, I think Pickens would feast as a number 1, but he's not.
Pickens would have gone to, which we talked about it on the day of the first round of the draft at Buffalo Wild Wings. If I thought Pickens was going to go to his Colts, that would have been perfect. I think he could have been a lot more relevant, a lot faster.
I think he was actually supposed to, but they got intrigued by the swap idea because the pick that Pickens got picked that was our pick, but we traded the Steelers, and with that swap, we were able to get Alec Pierce, Nick Cross, and Jelani Woods.
Right. Yeah, you guys got multiple players.
I'll say that specific 3-player combination wins that trade.
Yeah.
I like both Pickens and Alec Pierce. I'd probably say Pickens is slightly ahead of Pierce for me.
I agree.
But Nick Cross was one of my sleeper safeties, and Jelani Woods is an absolute freak. He's if LeBron, he is literally if LeBron played tight end. I'm not fucking kidding. He is an athletic freak, and with the right coaching staff, you can teach any physical freak anything. That's the problem, though, is too many people try to that, and not many coaching staffs have that. But if the Colts can pull that off, Jelani Woods is going to be a monster in the NFL.
He should
So
be.
you're
He should
calling
be.
Jelani Woods a giant pussy then if he's LeBron?
Yeah, he could be.
Come on
He
now.
could be.
Prima
I said if
donna.
LeBron played tight end, all right. If he played football, it'd be a little bit harder. Okay. But all right.
Tanner's going.
Do we have? Yeah, we have you two, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Still. All right. Who
Draft-
you picking, y'all?
Draft Sky Moore, yeah.
Yeah.
So much upside, yeah.
He leaves me wanting more.
And then I gotta stash my boy. I gotta pick the homer there. And then I'm gonna trash Pickens. Basically his point.
Copy, paste, change it up a couple
The way it's
words.
presented, yep, exactly.
Oh, his
Out of
Pickens
the cone.
argument.
This is why I have
Yeah.
Tanner on the show. We need one fan who doesn't really give a fuck, and I feel like that's Tanner.
Yeah.
I love it.
The
Yeah, this-
yeah,
He's here for comedic relief, folks. He's Rob Riggle.
I'm gonna draft more, stash Pickens, and trash Watson due to the sole fact obviously he has Rodgers, but it's the unknown for how long he's gonna have Rodgers and what Green Bay is actually gonna be able to rely on after that. They have
You're not
great-
trusting Jordan Love's 3 picks from the
I
preseason.
know, right? They have that's
2
that's-
touchdowns.
That's the tough part for Green Bay too. Though is they've had they have a great history of quarterbacks in that franchise as it is.
Jordan Love is not that though.
Exactly, and so that's the thing though too. Whoever comes in there next is gonna have to know like, all right, I'm going to Green Bay. Like I've got to. The expectations are gonna be high.
Worst part is
So
they traded up to get him. That was the worst part.
yeah,
Well, just imagine being a Packers fan and like you go from like giving up like Aaron Brooks and Matt Hasselbeck as your backup quarterbacks. Finally, you get Rodgers to transfer from Favre to Rodgers, and then your future hopes have been Brett Hundley and Jordan Love.
Let's not talk about Hundley.
Thank God you have Rodgers, but yeah, we have a Hundley
not
jersey.
kind of
Jersey.
looks.
About
It
him.
kind of reminds me of the Broncos though. After towards the end of Manning there.
Oh,
Obviously,
yeah.
they had Osweiler that did good as a backup.
They
there,
drafted
but after
Paxton
that-
Lynch and then started the 7th round pick over the 1st round pick.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like
That terrible
we
pick.
might have the chance of seeing that happen in Green Bay.
Thing,
Yeah.
You know the scariest part about that is Jerry Jones wanted Paxton that year, and we actually offered the Seahawks a better offer
To move up.
to move up than the Broncos did, but they didn't want to help an NFC. The Seahawks didn't want to help the Cowboys, so they traded with the Broncos instead. And Jerry would have taken Paxton, and the Broncos actually liked Dak Prescott that year too. And
Damn.
we ended up getting Dak in the 4th round instead.
Got lucky as fuck.
I mean, has Dak been what I want him to be? No, but is he better? 17 million times better than the trash of Paxton Lynch was? Yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah.
that was almost a Jerry mistake, just like he's made a lot of in the past.
Yep, brought that one up for you, Big Al. Brock over Wilson will forever haunt me, and I hope it fucking does. And then I hope Russell is average for you guys. Just kidding. I hope he's really good, and I just don't want to get beat up by my girlfriend who's a Broncos fan.
I feel like the rookie quarterback one's impossible. 'Cause I don't feel
Yeah, this class, I think
trash.
I'm gonna start it off. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
I think Matt
Okay.
Corral, from what I've read, and not just because I took him in our dynasty league, but from what I've read, the biggest thing coming out of camp is sounds like in a matter of a couple of years. I mean, that should be his team as is. I think he has the highest ceiling.
Okay, so for on the rookie quarterbacks, obviously you're going to trash the rest. Let's just do a draft and a stash. Then
Okay.
we'll do a draft and a stash.
I'm gonna draft Corral, stash Malik, and trash Pickett. Actually,
Well, I think by drafting and stashing, you're then trashing the rest.
I'm trashing Corral.
Well, hey,
that's what I was
you
just
can-
thinking. I was like, I
you
feel
can
like I
go.
have to
You can
pick
go.
one.
You can go third. You can go third. Hold on.
I didn't know if I had to trash someone.
Strong
specifically.
take here. Strong take. I'm going to draft Sam Howell.
He's looking.
Gets
good.
quiet.
He's
Gets
looking-
quiet. But I watched last night and today trying to prep for this. I just kind of did a run through. About 15 minutes on every rookie quarterback. Just watch their highlights on YouTube. It's real easy. You can do it sometime, Siglin.
I do it all the
No,
time.
I'm just fucking with you. I know you study. I just like to fuck with you. No, but honestly, when I'm looking at who looks the most comfortable, dude, Sam Howell looked like a pro. Sam Howell was moving the pocket. He was shucking, bumps from tacklers and defenders. He was, and he's got the frame.
That
he's
fake
6'3",
out on the
230.
linebacker on the 17-yard run got him flat-footed, was able to shift right by him. That's a vet move.
Honestly, Sam Howell is probably the person who I think takes over first.
I've
over
been
Wentz.
saying this.
He could week one over Wentz. We've been saying this in our chat. I know Siglin's up on that train. Jace, I will call out too, has been high on the Sam Howell train. But yeah, I'm drafting Sam Howell, and honestly, and then I'm gonna just week one preseason because we're gonna have a show next week. I'll change my fucking opinion based on how I feel. It's joys of being bipolar, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm stashing Malik. Because in the concept of stash here, I don't have to play him this year. He's got the most upside. He's still going to have Derrick Henry, who, if running backs don't last till they're late, but I'm sorry, if one person has the play style, it's probably the guy who just runs fucking over people.
Well, he's
Like-
270,000 pounds.
Yeah,
he got
exactly.
even bigger this year.
I know, how is that even possible?
Yeah, I'm fine if Derrick Henry only runs a 4.7. That's fine. I don't need him to crank off
Once he
70
gets going,
yarders.
though, he's still
Oh
fast.
yeah, he is. He's got long speed, and he can run standing up as all the draft people. It still just pisses me off. We drafted Jihad Ward before him. I wanted Derrick Henry in the Raiders, but regardless. Still, though, out of all these quarterbacks, I think Malik has the most setup. And as far as youth, and also someone that we need to start paying attention, and I picked him up in Dynasty, Kyle Phillips is the next Hunter Renfrow. Kyle Phillips is slept on. Kyle Phillips was a slot machine at UCLA, and he has been balling out at Titans camp because he can route run, he can catch. Only problem is he's got T-Rex arms. So that's going to hold him back a little bit. But, when you're 5'9", I don't really think arm length is a huge negative already when you're already short. Like,
Over the shoulders.
he's got long enough arms to catch the fucking ball. I mean, that's where Renfro kind of gets it, is he's got long arms for a little guy. But I don't know. I like Malik's upside. So enough rambling.
I'm definitely, I'm right there with you. I'm taking Howell all day. I mean, I've had him slotted as my most pro-ready quarterback, ready to come into the draft. I've always had Malik as my most high upside. Like in my very first mock draft, I believe I had Sam Howell going 8 to the Hawks right after they announced the whole Wilson trade. So I've always been big on him. After watching what he did in preseason yesterday, I was like shock and awe, dude. He was controlling. He was the only reason that team even scored. Because the other touchdown they got was just off of like a 6-yard run on a basic average play. But he was making moves, dodging sacks, mobile in the pocket, making great throws down the field, was hitting his reads. But Malik's got that cannon, a few more years of development. He's, like we said, has the highest upside. And then you just never know what's going to happen with Matt Corral because he's in a very crowded QB room, and it looks like Baker has definitely got the reins over
Baker
there.
and Sam are still young, too. Let's not forget they're 26?
Drafted 1 and 2
I
together.
promise
Yeah.
you, I don't know how much you guys have read into the Panthers camp specifically, but I know I check it about every fucking day.
So,
Even Steve Smith Sr. though said as is.
in a few years.
That's what I'm saying. So, but I mean, yeah, it might be credit right now, but Darnold and Baker are extremely mid.
It's a mid-off.
Baker, it really is a mid off. Baker has the higher ceiling and has better potential, but
What about, so I think of it this way. I think Baker's going to blow up the same way he did when he left Mizzou. Or left Texas, my bad.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, different guy left Mizzou. But like when he went to OU, like he got in that different thing. He was more comfortable and everything around him. He's going to have a great pass-catching running back. He's going to have 2 of them. I think he's going to build something there. Plus, DJ Moore, he's going to have DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and him are getting along in practice, it looks like. Plus, you got Terrence Marshall Jr., who's still young and learning.
he's slept on.
Very slept on. And then they got a young tight end with Tommy Tremble. But the issue with that going is I just see there's more talent there with Baker than he's had. Like, he had great receivers, and he's had a good running back, but I think this is going to be one of the most complete teams. Because we saw last year, that Carolina defense was stout. bunch of young guys just trying to make the
Carolina
names
could
for
be
themselves.
nasty. I think because what they lost Hassan Reddick, who had his 1 year
And
stint there.
Gilmore.
But Yatur, Gross Modest could be a good pass rusher for him. I
Brian
think
Burns.
Brian Burns is still balling the fuck out there. They have a
They
solid
actually
defense
do
there.
have a, yeah, they do.
So Rick, what are you thinking here?
Do I have to draft one?
Yes, you have to draft and stash.
I would trash most of them, honestly. But I guess if I had to, I think Matt Corral has probably the best chance of being the.
Franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. I mean,
I do love Matt Corral. Nothing against him. I just
yeah, I think.
It's tough when you think an immediate impact though too, or the
I do
longevity.
think Kenny Pickett has a chance because the Steelers have such a good
Structure, good organization.
and Tomlin seems to win with like no matter who's playing.
Great head coach.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger has been a shell the last 3-4 years, and they've
still were
competed.
relevant.
Yeah, they've
I mean,
competed very
I
well.
wouldn't be surprised no matter who's playing quarterback this year if the Steelers push for a wild card. Like I'm not saying they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they'd be like 7-10. You know what I mean?
Naturally, being the Steelers and having Tomlin, you just can't count them out.
Yeah,
I get what you're
defense is
saying.
gonna be
Yep.
Super relevant. But I think I don't know. I don't think Desmond Ritter is gonna be that great, especially on that team. They're trash. I mean, that's what sucks for him. He went to a horrible position. I don't think he has a lot of chance to be that successful in Atlanta. Maybe in 3 years, but by then they're going to draft another quarterback. So that's the problem. Malik Willis, I think he went to a good spot. We'll see if Tannehill has already said I'm not going to help him. So we'll see there.
Yeah, but that's not exactly the same impact as Brett Favre, like
No,
a
but-
bona fide legend saying, I'm not going to help Aaron Rodgers. Ryan Tannehill, with all due respect, is not that man.
No, but I mean, it's still not gonna. It still helps to have a guy that's gonna help you move up. Honestly, I have a weird feeling that Bailey Zapp could like be a weird challenge, fucking Mac Jones in like the next year or two. I don't know why. Why would he draft him in the 4th round? That was the weirdest. That was the weird.
I love me Bailey Zapp.
Because he didn't have any backups because he lost them all.
That's true. I mean, what? Because Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham left. Hoyer left.
They brought Hoyer back, I think.
I thought Hoyer went somewhere else.
I might be wrong.
Let's do the Google search. Brian Hoyer. And while we're doing that, Troll Boy, you have anything on these quarterbacks here?
I'm gonna keep Pickett. He said it. Tomlin's a great fucking coach. And then I'll stash Malik. Malik, my balls.
I have no idea how to feel about Sam Howell, honestly. That was the first choice.
I think he's
a
going to
fucking
do.
stud.
Right,
He's going to do
but
good, but they just need
you have
to.
Carson Wentz and you have Taylor Heineke behind him too. Is the problem.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke looked so bad yesterday, and so did Carson Wentz.
The day they sell that fucking team, I'll believe in Washington again all the way. I like Sam Howell, though, still. I think he's got some potential.
My biggest argument is the reason why he wasn't drafted higher last year is because all of his talent the year before had left him, so he wasn't able to put up the numbers or have the production that he had the previous season.
Well, look
where
what
he
happened
was
to Marino
looking
at
number
Pitt.
1.
Way back in the day, like he lost a lot of his talent from Pitt from a national title team. They went like fucking 9-3 the next year. He ended up going from like a 28-11 touchdown interception ratio to like throwing as many touchdowns as he did picks. He threw like 25 touchdowns and 22 picks. He had a shit senior season. And so he fell down draft boards to the point where he was the 6th quarterback fucking drafted in the 82 draft. Elway going 1st overall. Marino obviously going 28th to the Dolphins, but we see
Fuck
how that
you,
still turned
Elway.
out because he had that year where all of his talent left, and it actually, like, he even says in the documentary about the draft, it helped him. Like, it kind of helped him realize what it was like to play with a bunch of shit. Because when you're a rookie quarterback, that's essentially what you start doing is you just start playing with ass players eventually.
Should we start?
I'm going to miss out on the troll hunting.
You're good.
Most of the time.
You're good. We already kind of covered most of it anyways,
Yeah.
so.
I will. This is planned for every Sunday then. Going
Yep.
Forward? Okay.
Every Sunday.
Alrighty, boys. Well, I appreciate you having me in.
Appreciate you
And
coming.
This was a fun one. Still curious about the rookie quarterback one. That's going to be there's a lot of long.
It's such an unknown.
And none of them could pan out.
Or they all
honestly
could.
believe that. I believe that this could be one of the worst
Quarterback classes.
quarterback classes like in a long time.
That really could.
really
That's
could,
what sucks is it's just
Could rival, what is it, the 2011, the Christian Ponder class?
I don't think it'd be that bad.
That was
That was
terrible.
absolutely brutal.
There's at least
Hot
potential
garbage.
in this one, but it's
Yeah,
just
there's a lot of potential, but there's not one slam.
it's not a
dunk
good
guy.
structure. Exactly. No one's like guaranteed. Like, all right, there's at
And
least
that's why I feel good about Pickett just because he's on the right team.
yeah,
You know, everybody
good
else is-
organization. Yeah, good coaching.
So,
We'll see.
all right, boys, I'm gonna get to work.
All right, Rick.
good.
Well,
Good
thanks for
work.
joining us.
You guys have a good day.
Appreciate
Cowboys
you.
out.
You too, man.
Yeah, Cowboys still have to. I don't know. We'll see how it goes with the Eagles this year.
Cowboys
drops his
country.
mic.
That's fine.
He did
That's
the mic
right.
drop.
Yeah, literally just dropped the mic.
Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
Literally,
you're
no,
fine.
you know.
They were $5 at Five Below in the Mall of America, so I'm not really too worried.
All right, boys, we'll see you.
Yeah.
Later, bro.
Deuce.
Alrighty.
One more. Yep.
Well,
I say we do one more and then we cut it. I want to do, since we already kind of talked troll hunting pretty much. Only other thing is, what do you think about Julio Jones?
it's gonna go one or two ways. We all know it because he's definitely at that point in his career. I mean, I think we all thought it last year with Tennessee, like, oh god, he's only going to play with AJ Brown, yada yada yada, Derrick Henry. Just didn't pan out there. They also had a lot lesser quarterback. I think that's the worst quarterback he's ever had in his career, if we're gonna be honest, because he had Matt Ryan playing with Atlanta beforehand, who was very consistent.
Natty Ice.
Yeah, exactly. I do fuck with Matty Ice. I really do. I think he's underrated.
He could do some magic.
He got
with the
no,
Colts
exactly.
this year, just
Atlanta.
saying.
But
Like, not
that's-
even just because Siglin's here, but the Colts
Colts
could
no good potential.
do something
They
still.
might finally beat the Jaguars.
Matt Ryan 6-0 against the Jags in his career.
That's the
Julio
only reason they signed
Jones,
him.
I think, is more or less just going to be a touchdown machine if it is to work out in Tampa Bay. That's also a big reason why I liked Brady, at least this year, for his last year.
That's funny. Tyler just brought up that Siglin matches the point I cut out.
Pretty close.
Yeah, he
I
matches
love it.
Dave.
I love it.
Also, because you can't tell that Tanner's mic's in front of his big ass beard, it looks like we have the mic on Portnoy.
Well, yeah. I'm
All
gonna
right.
on that note because I'm
Yeah, he's got a shit.
gonna go run some figures on my shitter. Probably sell glass coater too.
With camp hype, I
Look
mean,
at some
we're watching
rejections.
Alec Pierce go against
Play
Gilly
FaceTime
Locke,
days.
Kenny
just don't see
Moore,
the value.
Isaiah
I just-
Rodgers, three solid
Go look
corners in the
mirror.
league.
Put up a mirror in front of the shitter.
Dobbs, he did it in preseason yesterday. I mean, he showed what he can do: 3 receptions, 45 yards, and touchdown.
He looked confident too. He looks good.
Sky Moore, he's got hands. He moves well. George Pickens, he's literally a hype train. Like, everything about him is hype. He's hurdling
He's this year's
defenders.
DK Metcalf.
He's hurdling defenders. He's going on one-on-ones with Minka Fitzpatrick, telling him not to say shit. And then, I mean, I've heard great things about Julio Jones. They said he's looking healthy. He said he realizes what he was doing at Tennessee last year wasn't working, so he went and figured it out. He got a new offseason program before he went and got signed by them.
He's on that TB12.
That he might be. But the thing that really throws me off
Listen,
is
say it with me, boys.
the-
Pliability.
the thing that throws me off is why did he go with 85?
No one knows, but I definitely agree with Sakar's comment. Like I was saying earlier, Sakar, if it's going to be a success, it's strictly going to be in the red zone. The end zone.
And I said, Julio.
Julio! Great movie. Great movie.
You know who it was?
You know who it was?
But
Julio Jones.
Julio.
Swear to God.
then someone that
Swear
you
to God,
didn't
right
include
there.
in there that needs to be mentioned,
Mighty
Johan
Falcons,
Dotson will probably be
Mighty
one of the best
Falcons.
slot receivers in the league this year if they figure out their quarterback situation.
Yeah, Jahan's going to be a monster. I think a little, everybody kind of thought maybe a little overdrafted, but he's starting to really prove that 15 overall.
Julio.
Oh, and if Jace is watching or wants to watch this later, if Tyrod Taylor starts, we need to figure out something different for this bet.
On what bet?
Julio, Jesus.
Our $100 bet we made last stream.
Which one was that again?
Giants playoffs. He believes Danny Dimes and Coach Dabs.
Will lead him to the playoffs?
That was our bet. He said Giants make the playoffs. Threw $100 on it.
It's because that's wiping money for fucking fancy boy. Fancy boy Simon.
You're not wrong.
So, Peanut Butter Boy, what you doing the rest of the day?
Got me up with my cousin. Bitch better have my money. No.
I said, bitch, better have my $500.
Make me holler.
Gotta go to Thailand, all right? I need my cash. No.
Need it now.
He's
Shout
gonna
out
come back
River.
with a fucking
Happy
wife.
birthday. That's what I'll be doing later today.
Who's that?
Luke's firstborn.
Oh fuck yeah! Shout out Luke Law.
Shout out.
Happy birthday to the little one.
Is that so fun?
He's a little big red river now.
The fuck does that mean?
Got red hair. And his name's River.
Okay, I'm like,
And he is
I don't
probably the
understand that.
biggest 1-year-old baby you've ever seen in your life.
no.
I don't know. I've seen
But-
some big babies.
Dude, Forrest, baby.
I bet you Forrest as a baby or Forrest is still known.
Dude, only born 8 pounds, but Jesus Christ, that kid is thick.
She said.
And he's
Alright,
barely
sign us
a
off.
year old.
This kid looks like the Michelin